Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to 3Y TV. And tonight it's round 2 of season 3 of the OSCA Truck Series. And tonight the boys will take on Atlanta Motor Speedway to the where has my good year gone 120. Love the name here tonight, as the boys are just finishing up practice here for the where have my good year gone. And that's a mouthful to practice saying that here throughout the night. And tonight here at the mile-and-a-half Atlanta Motor Speedway, while it still is configured the current way, I guess, well, right now it's under construction in real life, but we have the old setup here at Atlanta, the virtual Atlanta, at least one more time for the OSCA Truck Series. Currently on top of the leaderboard in practice is the defending hot gun at Bristol on dirt, Tyler Fody, winner of half number 2. And again tonight, 2 halves, 39 laps apiece. 78 total laps here tonight, where we get the 120. And we're going to get the season underway. More of the regular style tracks after the Bristol dirt race. I'm sure a lot of these competitors are feeling a little bit more comfortable. And we'll see what action comes on tonight. As of right now, we have 24 drivers ready to take battle. And currently on top of the leaderboard, again, Tyler Fody, Dylan Gooden. Second in the leaderboard, Matthew Bayak is in third. Dennis Weeks in fourth. And Season 1 champion Blake Barney making his return with the big kitty machine here. And oh, see some drivers losing it here as we got about a minute left to go here in practice. And you see their 8th on the chart, Tate Lytle, a part-time driver here in the OSCA Truck Series as well, making a return. So some little more familiar faces coming back here tonight. Kyle Carlson in the 18. Riley Marabello in the 92. How dominant he was for much of the regular season last year. Can he get back on track here tonight? I don't know. I don't think he made last week's race. No, he did not make last week's race at Bristol. So he must have been one of the Dirt for Farmers drivers last week. But I think one thing is fairly common amongst the drivers here tonight is they love Atlanta Motor Speedway under its, I guess I can still say current configuration, as they're working on the new setup for the next-gen Cup cars. A little bit more banking added to the track. I can't remember what else they're doing to it, but not a fan. Wider, that's right. Thanks, Carlos. Making it wider as well. So it's going to be probably more like a super speedway. But for these trucks, draft is going to be a big part of the game here tonight. And now practice is over. Qualifying is underway, and there's that 18 truck of Kyle Carlson. Got the Kyle Busch number font there on his machine. Headed out on track. Pretty cool looking car truck there. Let's see where these boys will start up in the field. Making lap number 1. Some of these guys like to wait a little bit, wait for the track temperature to change. Kyle Carlson, he's out there right away, taking his lap. First one across the line. See where he'll end up. You also got Carpenter and Bayak out on racetrack. Adam Tepe, Dallas Mayan. Oh, Carlson gets in the wall just a little bit. This lap, if you're not familiar with iRacing, if you hit the wall, the lap will not count. Even if you lay a screamer down, it's frustrating. I know from experience. There's Nicholas Monticelli. Wasn't a fan of the dirt last week. Looking to rebound here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The very patriotic numbers there on the 27 machine. He's even got the skull, the shark teeth on the front end of that truck as well. And he's also running a Toyota, so there's a lot going on. I guess they're made in Kentucky. You know, I won't get into the whole manufacturer's wars there. But right now, currently on top of the leaderboard is the 71 machine of Dave Carpenter as we watch Matthew Bayak take his lap. Currently scored in 11th. This time by, will he improve? He does to the top of the leaderboard for the 29 truck. Dallas Myhan currently in second. And there is Stephen Hot Shoes Schumann in the 24. David Westergreen in the Mountain Dew Ford. Number 9 number change this season. I think David, could have maybe even had a little bit better race last week at Bristol, but I think all things considered, about how big of a fan he was of dirt, I think he, at the end of the day, he'd take it. Currently sitting 8th in the points. Wearing a couple top 10s last week at Bristol. Currently has his Ford in 15th out of the 15th qualifying. We'll see where he's going to end up lap number 2, and he's going to cross the line, and there he goes. And let's see where he moves up. 7th place on the leaderboard, and Johnny Eckert now, fast time in that 90 machine, defending champion. And there's season number 1 champion Blake Barney going out on racetrack in the Big Kitty machine. Again, Big Kitty, big part of him getting that season number 1 championship. Passed away, I think, right before the end of season number 1, still honoring the fallen legend. And a 00. Maybe not running for points. I don't know if he's missing last week, but we'll see if he makes every show this rest of the way here and get back into the points mix as well. And then Tyler Fody just took his time, and he's up into 3rd spot. So current top 5, Eckert, Bayak, Fody, Gooden, and Tate Lytle. And as always, here in the OSCA Truck Series, the top 14 tonight. I better double check. I'm pretty sure that's pretty standard as we talked about last week, unless otherwise noted. So top 14 will invert. So last week at Bristol, it kind of led to some crazy showings from Johnny Thomas, Robert Hill Jr., and Tyler Fody working their way up from the back of the pack up to the front. Actually, Robert Hill Jr., who was the winner of half number 1, getting into a little bit of trouble as he was working his way up through the field. And Blake Barney, who we just watched, he's currently scored in 12th. And there is the 02. It says 92 on the side, 02 on the scoring sheet. He moves up into the 3rd position. Qualifying has wrapped up, so Johnny Eckert will get the pole here for half number 1. The field will get ready to grid up, and we can get the starting grid here for the Where Have My Good Years Gone 120. And on the pole, again, it's going to be Johnny Eckert, and alongside him, Matthew Bayak in the 29 machine as well, as going to start alongside. Row number 2, Chad Thornquist, and last week's half number 2 winner, dominated much of the race, Tyler Fody. He'll start in 4th. In the row number 3, Dylan Gooden in the 75 machine, and Tate Lytle making his OSCA Truck Series return. He'll be starting in 6th. Johnny Thomas starting in 7th after a very exciting race. He was kind of the Mr. Excitement last week at Bristol. Let's see if he can get a win here tonight at Atlanta. We'll be rolling off 7th, and 8th place will be Big Ben's brother, Zach Roethlisberger, in the 31. Half number 1. Or no, actually, no, wrong guy. I think I might have got these names mixed up. Robert Hill Jr. Too many juniors out here. In the 05, the man north of the border, he'll be starting 9th, and alongside of him, David Westergreen will roll off last car in the top 10. Starting in row number 6, and starting 11th, will be Dustin Dragon Dewar in that 32 machine. He had a good week last week at Bristol, currently tied for 4th in the points. And alongside him, Season 1 champion Blake Barney. Row number 7 on the inside in 13th will be Nicholas Monticelli in the 27 Toyota. And alongside him, the other junior I'm confusing names with, Kevin White Jr., winner of half number 1 at Bristol Motor Speedway on dirt last week. And next row, 8th row here is Kaiden Jones in the 73. Had a strong showing, didn't have quite the luck. He'll try to improve on that here tonight. We'll be rolling up 15th. Alongside in the 24 is Stephen Hot Shoes Schumann. The grid's rolling off here, getting ready to go. Starting in row number 9, Dallas Myhand and David Carpenter. And row number 10, Dennis Weeks and Adam Tepe. Row number 11, Kyle Carlson and Brandon Gimme a Dollar. And then rounding out your field in row number 12 will be Riley Marabello and Chris Jordan. Another guy making his return to the OSCA Truck Series. And hopefully he after a little bit of an absence, he brings better luck in that Ford truck. He's had some rough goings here, so hopefully he can turn it around here tonight. But up front, Matthew Back's going to lead him to direction where Johnny Eckert maybe did take the green. No, or did he change his truck? I mean, there he is. Johnny's late starter here. He's going to have to get going if he's going to want to make the start of the green flag. It's our pole sitter trying to catch up with the field. That could be. So now that will move up Chad Thornquist up into the pole position. And as we're getting ready to go green, half number 1 is underway. Chad Thornquist will lead him down. Matthew Back on the outside. They're going to drag race down into turn 1. As Chad Thornquist got a good jump on the inside. And I think the caution is going to be out right away. Didn't really get going. And we'll wool him back up here. Looks like a couple cars involved. Oh boy. I think I tried to wish him better luck, and it didn't look like that worked. Chris Jordan looks like he's got some damage. I believe the 96 of Adam Tepe was involved as well. So we'll see. Ooh, 2 trucks getting together. Tepe and Carlson. And Jordan now where to go. Trying to woe up. Gets into the side of the 96. Doesn't look like, I don't know if... Carlson, I don't know if he got loose on the start. Maybe missed something weird happened there. His car just kind of darted up the racetrack. So riding up. Yeah, it just washes right up. The truck, not the car. I'll get it right one of these times. And it gets into the wall, so heavy damage for those 3 machines. Tepe just going along for the ride. This victim of circumstances there is along with the 4 Jordan. I'm hearing maybe a game crash or a black screen. Known to happen. Ooh, some heavy damage you see on the out the windshield of that 4 truck. So repairs are going to be needed for those 3 machines as they head down pit road. Those guys not even making it into turn 1. It's currently Tepe, Carlson, and Jordan, I believe, already down 1 lap on the scoring pylon. And with that damage here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, that's going to be it'd be hard to keep up with the pack, so you might want to get as much damage as you can fix, maybe salvage what you can. And get back out on the racetrack. So Chad Thornquist still holding on to the lead. Matthew Bayox in 2nd, Tyler Fody 3rd, Tate Lytle 4th, and Dylan Gooden in 5th. So basically just restarting this race here as we have 3 laps in the books now. I believe should be getting the 1 to go this time by. Johnny Eckert, guy who won the pole award, currently scored in 24th. Luckily stayed out of that riff-raff here on lap number 1. We'll keep that truck clean and see if he can make his way up through the field. 1 lap to green. See the field doubling up. Does appear Chris Jordan is back out on the racetrack. Adam Tepe is back out on track as well. 2 laps down. Carlson's still currently, I believe, in the pits. There you see Tepe rolling off pit road, trying to catch up with the field. Yeah, Carlson in the garage hearing. So he's still behind pit wall. Maybe still having issues, mechanical issues that kind of led to that wreck. Gonna get going back. Green flag racing here on lap 5 of 39. See if Chad Thornquist can get a good jump. Back holding on to the outside. Fody, who did restart on the outside in 4th, did get a good jump right behind the 29 and be able to get down in that bottom lane. Let's see how this restart is going to unfold here as Pace truck is diving off. And green flags back out, and a great restart here by the 02 of Chad Thornquist this time. And Fody is going to be drag racing back for 2nd place going down into turn number 1. Right now, that's kind of the premier battle on the racetrack, side by side, coming out of turn number 2. Looks like Fody is going to get that 2nd spot. He wants more. He wants to go for that lead. He's on the inside going into turn 3, side by side with Chad Thornquist. See at the line, looks like Thornquist is going to be able to hold him off. And here comes Tate Lytle. That beautiful Days Gone By 56 Toyota. He's going to battle with Fody for that 2nd spot. And move Johnny Thomas, Mr. Excitement. He's up in the 4th spot. He's picking up right where he left off at the Bristol Dirt Race last week. Coming down to lap number 7. Chad Thornquist still currently holding that lead. Tyler Fody sitting there right behind. Kind of a reversal of what happened last week. And Chad getting a little bit high up on the racetrack. That's going to leave the door open here for Fody as they're going to drag race down the backstretch. Let's see if Fody can take advantage. See, Thornquist kind of choosing the Kyle Larson line here. See if he gets that run off the corner as they get down to the line. Looks like Thornquist is going to get him at the line by about a half a truck length. Still Fody holding on strong on that bottom. But that run, that Thornquist, but I think he just kissed the wall, and that's going to open the door up. Thornquist falling all the way back into the 6th position now. So that really hurt Thornquist. I think he wanted to run that high line. It was working out for him, but the bad thing is it leaves little room for error and just making contact. Doesn't look like there's too much damage to that 02 machine, but I think he's going to have to rework all the track position he lost, as right now he's working by Johnny Thomas, moves back into the 3rd position. It's kind of as quickly as he's lost those positions, he's gaining them back. Running on that outside, kind of the only one venturing up there. Looks like Roethlisberger's thinking about it. And now Lytle is trying to make a block, but what a great run by the 02 of Chad Thornquist. As right now, Fody's still holding on to that lead, but see if that Thornquist can get the high side working again and work his way back up through the field. There you see him high line it. Not quite the Kyle Larson line would probably be just a little bit higher, where he'd be almost kissing the wall every time. But he is pretty darn close. Probably about as close as anyone wants to get. That's for the 7th position. Westergreen getting help from Dewar with the draft, but Kevin White Jr. holding on with that bottom line. I think we're having a little bit of technical issues here. We're working that out as best we can. Right now, Chad Thornquist right now knocking on the door of Tyler Fode. He's going to take that lead. Going into 3, so now move Chad Thornquist up. So he's making that high line work really well, and you see a couple of these trucks trying to work. You see David Westergreen, kind of one guy trying to pass these cars on the outside. Westergreen moving up into that 6th position, battling Matthew Bayak in the 29. See Kevin White Jr., half number 1 winner at Bristol last week on the dirt. But again, you know, the name of this race is where have my good years gone? Yeah, saving those tires. See how bad the tires wear out here for some of these guys, how hard these guys are driving. Chad Thornquist, you know, working his way, falling all the way back to 6, working his way up to the lead. Wonder how much he's saving those tires. He's trying to run that outside line where he's not driving into the corner as deep, but you are taxing those tires on corner exit. We'll see if it does pay off. And no one's still going quite as high as that 02. Man, he darts right down right in front of Fode. If that was any closer, it could be a little scary, but there's still plenty of room between the two. Fode always gets that look going down in the corner entry. When you run that lower line, you're going to run a faster entry, but not able to get that run that the 02 has. You see here once again, Fode will drive it deep, almost get right to the back bumper. But that run the 02 has, getting off corner exit, it's keeping him in the lead. And I think right now it's Thornquist trying to hold off, prevent Fode from getting that draft. You see the 29 just coming off pit road. Interesting note there. And that was the Team Ferrari for Formula One. So right now, appears, what was I gonna see? Feed is back. I think we're getting our regular feed back here. And Matthew back now in 20th, 1 lap down after going down in the pits. Riley Marabello behind the wall. Chris Jordan and Kyle Carlson are still back on the track, 6 and 13 laps down respectively. Then you see the pass for the lead there as Tyler Fode gets around, but Thornquist doesn't want to give it up that easy. Side by side, looking to see who gets the better run off the corner, see if Fode can make it stick. Oh, it looked like Thornquist washed up a little bit, but Fode at the line. And there you see, those are probably 2 best sponsors in iRacing there, Miss Goodies Goodies and Days Gone By. And they're right up front. And now Lionel's going to take a shot at the lead on the outside.
You need to stop talking about your mother on broadcast.
Carlos said I need to stop talking about my mom. It's my mom! Come on. And Thornquist still running on the outside. See, I try to throw Days that gone by in there because owner Brent Wentz, he's another great guy. Good supports a lot of these teams and has a lot of cool stuff. A lot of vintage apparel for NASCAR. If you're into that sort of thing, always recommend go checking them out as well. I feel like I'm making sponsor plugs, I shouldn't. But here Johnny Thomas kind of doing the same thing he was doing last week. Sticking right up in the top 4. So far, a lot calmer than it was last week for Johnny Thomas. In that 4th position, kind of looks like he's just waiting, ready to pounce whenever he's ready. Thornquist, that high side, not working out as well as it was in the beginning of the runs, maybe abusing the tires just a little bit. How about behind him, 1 position back, David Westergreen works himself into the top 5. After just missing out on the final 4 last season, I think he's got a vendetta out on the rest of the field. And to see him right there in that Mountain Dew, orange and black, or not orange, wow, green green and black machine. I'm still learning colors, guys. And works its way up into the top 5. So a good run for that number 9 Ford. Changing numbers. He's hoping that will change his luck here. Because right now he's getting passed by the 29 of Matthew Bayak, who did go down pit road, so he should have fresh rubber, and that's why you see the pass there. But big Zach Roethlisberger right behind Westergreen as well. And here's another battle out on the racetrack. This is back right outside the top 10. This is between, I believe we have, this is, that's the 05 there of Robert Hill Jr., Blake Barney, right outside the top 10. Dennis Weeks, that's who I was trying to see who was leading this group, right outside the top, or he's in 10th. So these guys are battling for the 11th and 12th position. Nicholas Monticelli. And a couple cars going down pit road. Gooden's on pit road. And that 75 machine, so splitting this up in half, I believe. Brandon, give me $1. Right now, Tate Lytle still holding on to that lead. But still going to shout out that 27 after just a rough go of it in half number 1. Just very uncomfortable with the dirt, working his way into the top 10. See more trucks coming down pit roads. These are scheduled pit stops here. Chad Thornquist in the 02 right now. See Westergreen getting by Johnny Thomas, moves up into the 3rd position. I think we're at the point too where some of these leaders are maybe going to be forced to go down pit road. Matthew Bayak, I mean, he really short pitted it, so I'm thinking he might be the leader for a little bit, but he's going to have to get whatever he can. He just unlapped himself. Currently in the 16th position, but once these pit cycles cycle through, he's going to have the older tires and see if he can hang on. Maybe a timely caution or something could happen. See Johnny Thomas really falling back here as he's dropped back behind Dewar and Weeks. Drop him back into the 8th position. And Monticelli, leaders on pit road, Tate Lytle. But Monticelli here driving with a blaze of glory here as now actually looks like Dallas Myhan's trying to get by. So a lot of cars cycling through the pit stops. Zach Roethlisberger currently scored your leader. Kevin White Jr. in 2nd. Should see more cars coming down pit road as we cycle through 14 laps to go in this half. See if anyone comes down pit road. Our leader is coming down pit road of Zachary Roethlisberger. It's going to be side-by-side battle. Who's going to lead this lap? I think Dustin Dewar will get credited for leading that lap. It was a side-by-side battle between him and Dennis Weeks. There you see Dallas Myhan currently scored in 3rd. And now Weeks is going to go around the outside. Oh, there's cars coming off pit road. These two guys battling. Woo! Able to stay off each other. Get it straightened out, get back going right in front of Tyler Fody. He was coming off pit road. That could have been a bad deal. But one more lap, these guys will stay out on racetrack. Dennis Weeks is going to be scored leader this time by. See Fody on that outside. He should be able to rocket by these guys with the fresh rubber. See more cars down pit road. Zachary Roethlisberger still on pit road here. Yeah, he's got a long pit stop. I might have had a speeding penalty. I wonder if he's got a hold. As you see Tate Lytle flying by, and now Dallas Myhan's going to jump up into the 2nd position. These guys stretching the field about as long as they can. Now Dallas Myhan is your leader. That was a pass for the lead as some trucks going down pit road will believe. Roethlisberger finally getting down pit roads. That appeared to be a holding penalty. That's hearing it's 55 seconds. That's about right if you got a 40-second hold plus about a 15-second pit stop. So, the 27 down pit road again too. So man, he had a good run going. Forced to come down pit road. I believe a stop and go. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. Thomas taking tires, so not quite sure what the issues were there of the 27 machine. There you see Tate Lytle currently scored in 10th, I believe. Chad Thornquist would be the guy. Actually, Matthew Bax currently scored probably the fastest guy of the guys who already came down pit road one time. Actually, Johnny Eckert in the 6th position did come down pit road. I believe that was under the first caution. So maybe we've seen some tricky things out of him in the past. See if that plays out in his favor here tonight. Again, I'm never doubting that 90 truck and any pit strategy he ever makes, because it usually works out pretty good. And it looks like maybe some of these guys are going to try to stretch and see if they can make it the whole distance. As Myhand and Dewar and Carpenter, your top 3, have not yet pitted, along with that 83 machine you see there, getting passed by Johnny Eckert. The top 4 haven't pitted at all yet this half. 8 laps to go. And I feel like I shouldn't say this, but Dallas Myhand, if he can somehow hold on, stretch this puppy out, save enough fuel, a guy who really had some hard luck last season with some can Myhand stretch out far enough. I like that, Carlos. Carlos has got the dad jokes kind of going on there too. I love it. So he's got a half a second lead over Dewar, but yeah, if he can stretch this out and get a good finish here, it's something I think he's well deserved after struggling quite a bit last season. Had a few good runs, but usually got tangled up in messes that weren't of his own doing. It kind of goes for a lot of the top 3 here for Dewar and Carpenter as well. But one guy who doesn't need to rub the rabbit's foot is the guy currently scored in 3rd of Johnny Eckert. We've known him. He creates his own luck. And right now being scored in 3rd, 11 seconds back of our top 2. He might be in a little bit better of a fuel situation than our top 2. We'll see how this plays out. 5 laps to go. There you see Dustin Dewar in the 32 machine has yet to come down pit road, still stretching that lead over Eckert. So I don't know if saving fuel is a priority for the top 2, but it looks like they're kind of going for it a little bit. Now Dewar's falling back. There you see Myhand. He's coming down pit road. And along with Dustin Dewar, they stretched it out about as far as they can. 5 to go. Wonder if you're going to see any strategy out of these two. Maybe fuel only, try to get track position, whatever they can. But they're going to be on older tires, so that's going to move the lead to Johnny Eckert in that 90 machine, who has been down pit road once, but I believe that was early on under our first caution. Johnny Thomas, maybe now we know why he was falling back there, maybe saving fuel, trying to stretch this puppy out. But Tate Lytle is only a couple seconds behind him. He might be catching, but this might be a good strategy play for the 90 and the 83. Oh, Johnny Eckert's coming down pit road. Now, the 83 of Thomas will inherit the lead with 3 laps to go. Can he hang on? Maybe hoping for a caution of some sort. His fuel mileage has played a big factor into. Oh, he might have ran out of fuel. Looks like he slowed down the backstretch. Tate Lytle on the outside. He's going to rocket past. So Lytle, who's already been down pit road, inherits the lead. Thomas, he might be trying to save fuel with 2 more laps to go. See if he can hang on. There you see Tyler Fode and Thornquist. Even though they pitted, they haven't stopped battling it out here for that 3rd spot. Thomas once again down the backstretch, slow, letting these 2 cars by. He's going to drop down into the 4th position. And on the outside, Chad Turnquist still running right up against the wall. Thomas just clutching it here at this point. Westergreen's going to move up into that 4th position along with Bayak. Final lap to go here in half number 1. Tate Lytle, you scored your leader. Coming down into turn number 3, making his return to the OSCA Truck Series. And I think the 83 finally ran out of gas, but coming out of 4, he's making his return to the OSCA Truck Series, and he's going to take half number 1 here at Atlanta. Tyler Fode 2nd, Chad Turnquist 3rd, Westergreen 4th, Bayak in 5th. We'll round out the top 5. Then White comes home 6th. Gooden and Hill battle side by side for 7th. Gooden getting the best of that battle. Weeks coming home 9th. And My Hand comes in 10th, and Dewar 11th. There you see Schumann 12th. And Thomas, see if he can crawl back past the line. Dollar in 13th. And that's the kind of the coast of shame here for that belly up sports machine. Although it might be a prideful thing if he can just cross the line here at this point. The gamble did not pay off, but something maybe learned for half number 2. Oh, gets a hit from Tate Lytle. A little victory celebration. I think Tate was like, hurry up, I want to do my burnouts. Get out of the way. So, and the pride is gone. No pride for Thomas. He was unable to coast under his own power. He needed assistance there, but still coming home in was it 13th, 14th? I kind of forgot now, but let me look. We'll see the final results here. We'll pull them up. So it's 14th, so now I guess with that he'll start on the pole here for half number 2. As you see the running order. And Dollar will start alongside of him. But how about Tyler Fode? I don't think in the 3 halves we've had here so far in season number 3, that was his worst finishing result. There is a 2nd place. So he'll, if he can kind of relive the magic of last week, maybe expect to see that 40 battling here for the win in half number 2. Chad Turnquist. How about David Westergreen? He's gonna be a guy I think to contend with here in season number 3. Again, kind of like Monticelli, who was running with a blaze of passion. He'll be starting towards the mid pack here for half number 2, but really been putting on some strong runs here so far early in the season. Again, it's slightly improving each season. Again, Westergreen picking up that first victory in season number 2 at Talladega. It'd be crazy to see if he can get it done here tonight, get win number 2 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. There you see the rounding out the rest of the running order. And Westergreen now showing off, trying to do Tokyo drifting around turn number 2. It's got about 4 seconds left to go. And there we go. Warm up is complete. Yeah, it is the first day of fall. I forgot about that. Yeah, we're in spooky season. Let's see if things get spookier. But with that being said, Mr. Excitement, Johnny Thomas will start on the pole here for half number 2. Brandon, give me $1 in that 55 machine. We'll be starting alongside in 2nd. Steven Schumann in 3rd. Dustin Dewar 4th. Dallas Myhand 5th. Dennis Weeks in 6th. 7th will be Robert Hill Jr. Dylan Gooden 7th. Kevin White Jr. 9th. Matthew Bayak 10th. David Westergreen in 11th. Chad Turnquist in 12th. Tyler Fode in 13th. And heat number 1 winner Tate Lytle in 14th. And the rest of the field kind of starting where they finish in half number 1. And there'll be Eckert in 15th. That field strategy didn't quite pay off for him. Kynan Jones in 16th. Roethlisberger 17th. Tepe 18th. Monticelli 19th. Carpenter 20th, Blake Barney 21st, Kyle Carlson in 22nd, and I don't think the 92 made the grid, but rounding out the field would be that 4 truck of Chris Jordan. And I'm really hoping, you know, as a broadcaster, I'm not supposed to be rooting for anybody, but if that number 4 truck can work his way back up from the back of the pack and get a good solid run here in half number 2, I'd be really happy to see that. The 92 missed the start? The 24 missed the start. Schumann! Oh, Schumann missed the start. Hot shoe Schumann. He's going to need those hot shoes after he missed the start as well to get back up through the field. Yeah, hopefully if it's a replay of the first half, having 1 caution right on lap number 1. So I'm assuming if we get a caution around the lap 3 or 4 range, I think anything past that, we're getting to the point where these guys could save enough fuel to stretch out to make it to the end of the 39 lap half number 2. But now the pace truck is off. Johnny Thomas, Mr. Excitement's gonna lead him to the green flag, and here we go. Half number 2's underway. Johnny Thomas with a great restart. Dallas Myhand falling right behind in second, and 3 wide for third place between Dollar, Hill, and Dewar. Looks like Dewar is going to get the best of that battle, move him up into the third, and dropping like a rock there is the 05 of Robert Hill. Maybe just calming down and living to see another day. As we're getting ready to complete lap number 1. Top 3 single file, but a bee's nest behind him as Dylan Good stuck in the sucker hole. And how about Westergreen leading the charge from the guys who started in the back? And I believe we have a caution. Kynan Jones looks like he's got involved in this wreck. A little bit of damage on the side of his truck. So now, man, oh man, what are we gonna do here, good boys? It's gonna be close. Kynan Jones, and oh! Gets into Monticelli, almost. Gets into who's the guy who barely missed? Kynan Jones. Oh, just making contact in the tri-oval. I think 3 wide. Try to give the 00 maybe a little bit too much room, making contact. And then the 73 of Kynan Jones, tough luck. Once again, some trucks going down pit road. There's the 97 of Dennis Weeks. We've seen some of these guys pit, Johnny Eckert pit under the first caution, almost be able to stretch it. A lot of these guys in the back of the pack also coming down pit road. So it's going to be interesting to see if these guys can stretch it. Tyler Fody also rolling the dice. But I think if you pit now, it's a little bit better of a chance than what we've seen here in half number 1, but I think you're still going to have to save just a little bit. It seems right around the early 32 to maybe 35 laps is what the fuel run is. So it's going to be very close for some of these machines, but top 3 do stay out. Top 4, I believe, stayed out on the racetrack, along with a lot of, well, top 12 total, but it wasn't there. I can't remember where Weeks was running before he came down pit road. So a lot of cars, current top 12 stayed out. There we go. That probably makes more sense. Yeah, 12 yeah, there we go. 12 drivers stayed out. Keep it simple. Was a kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. And I did not do that. I try to complicate it. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to confuse the viewers at home. Yeah. If yeah, what's the old Dwight saying? Yeah. I always think when an idiot do that, if idiot would, I do not do that thing. But I cannot. Yeah. Carlos giving me the office references. Love it. Keep it simple, stupid. Great advice. Hurts my feelings every time I hear it. Thank you for thank you Carlos for reminding me of that one. Here at in the OSCA Truck Series, we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. I think we've become the king of Major League Baseball scores and office references, which I think office references you can use daily life almost every day. Yeah, anywhere. I'm pretty sure there'll be another office reference before the race is done. But going back to green, Mr. Excitement, Johnny Thomas. I'm sure he's loving my nickname for him after last week. He wasn't his proudest moment, but right now he can make himself proud. He can make himself proud if he can get the win here in half number 2. Green flag back out. Johnny Thomas with a great restart. Dustin Dewar getting alongside Dallas Myhan for that second position. The inside line looks like they're getting scooting. Myhan's kind of hung out to dry, so move Dewar into the second position. Oh, Carlos. He's making me laugh. And how about this? David Westergreen working himself up from third spot, started all the way back in the 11th position, running with the racing fury of a madman, and he's going to look to go up to the front, but here comes Tate Lytle on the outside of him. Coming on to turn 2. Look like he's keeping it full throttle into the third position. Dewar tries to throw a block, thinks better of it, and now Lytle on the outside. Rockets past Dewar, move him into the second position. Dewar's having a slight connection issue. It's something he's been having issues with on iRacing. Hopefully it stays strong for him as he's in the top 5. Currently still holding on to that third position. Let's see how long. Oh, 3 wide. Looks like Barney was pushing up. Oh, there's a car around on the backstretch. Did he save it? I think he did. No, he didn't. No, it's Dollar in the 55 on the apron. No caution. He's going to get off the racetrack. Lets the field race it out. And right now the battle for third spot between Dewar and Westergreen. Side by side. Man, the way Tate Lytle was flying up through the field. See if we can run down the 83, and then we'll see a replay of what happened. Looked like kind of a accordion effect for Barney, pushing up the racetrack, pushing Kevin White up. And ooh, looks like maybe a little contact between the 90 and the 55. And oh, he slams hard in the inside wall. Yeah, that's a good thing they do have a safer barrier on the inside, but I'm sure the damage was done. And that will end, more than likely end the night for the 55 of Brandon Dollar. As currently your top 3 still the same in Thomas, Lytle, and Dewar. Westergreen filed back into the 4th position. Half number 1 winner Kevin White Jr. riding in the 5th position. But now it looks like Westergreen's going to shoot to the outside. Looks like right now, early on in the run, that outside line can really get hooked up on those the newer tires. It looks like Westergreen's going to get the run off the corner, move him up into the top 3. Now it looks like Dewar's almost stuck. Going to get freight trained on the inside. He's going to fall all the way back into the 6th position. Right now we kind of got a little 3-car breakaway between him and Westergreen and the 38 of Kevin White Jr. They should be in position to get in the draft and get right back up there. Battle as well. So Mr. Excitement, Johnny Thomas, able to lead every lap so far, all 12 of them early on to the going. It's going to be curious to see those guys that came down pit road, if they can make it to the end of the race without pitting. Right now, the highest guy that came down pit road You're looking at him in that 0-2 of Chad Thornquist. It says 92 on his truck, but totally ignore that. He's going to be battling side by side for 4th position with Kevin White Jr. Looks like he's going to get that position unless Kevin White gets a really good run coming out of the corner. And he does, and they're going to side by side drag race it out down the backstretch. Man, I think Kevin White's going to be set up in a better spot here, and he's going to get a good run. Don't know if he's going to be quite, yeah, killing tires between the two. Oh, he thought he maybe had him clear there. He forced himself down low. Give Kevin White the spot, but now Thornquist is going to get back up in his comfort zone right along the outside. And there's Tyler Fode trying to work that outside line as well. He was one of the other guys that came down pit road. And that 40 machine currently scored in the 8th position. Right now, it looks like maybe Lytle just conserving a little bit here. Riding behind Thomas, the way he worked himself up through the field. Once he got to Thomas, kind of backed it off just a little bit, but got to save those tires. Maybe even save the fuel if you possibly can. So Thomas was one, just a one caution. Basically coming a couple 100 feet short when the guy behind him, Tate Lytle, pushed him across the line. So it's going to be interesting if they have to save earlier, some of these guys that haven't come down pit road, and these guys that have, if they can save enough as well. It's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. Thornquist on the outside of Westergreen. He's going to move up into that 3rd spot. What a great run on corner exit. And there it looks like Dewar gets by Kevin White. Oh, Bayuk's lapped the wall. There he is. They passed Bayuk for the 8th position, but Fode gets around Dewar for 6th. Oh, contact between Westergreen and Thornquist. Thornquist goes around on the inside of pit wall. I think it's still going to stay green. With him on the apron, let's see if he gets back going. So a little bit of contact between the 9 and the 02. And then 02 will take a tow, so he was flying through the field. He was the highest guy that came down pit road, so now give that to Tyler Fode. And here's the replay of the contact. Coming out of the corner. Going to that dog leg. And, oh, get a little out of the camera view, we'll see. Did they make contact? That might have been either huge. They did make contact. Okay. So it was either. Oh yeah, they made contact. It looked like Thornquist got a little closer to the wall than he liked. Westergreen could have gave him a little bit more room, but racing hard for those positions for between both those drivers making contact. Thornquist getting the worst of it. So still holding on to the top 3. In your top 3 is Thomas, Lytle, and Westergreen. Fode in 4th, Dewar in 5th. Seeing some cars, I believe, coming down pit road. You see on the bottom of your screen, doing the short pit stops that Bayuk made earlier in that run as well. I think paid off for him as he finished. He finished, where did Bayuk finish last? In the 5th position, so that definitely paid off on the short pits. We're seeing some of those guys. Kevin White, Roethlisberger. Thornquist still on pit road from his incident. See a battle on top of your screen there. Steven Schumann worked his way up into 11th position, getting that lucky early caution after missing the green. Dylan Gooden and Adam Tepe, that's battle for the 12th position. These guys have made their pit stops under the caution, so we'll see. There you see the 32 on pit road as well. Trying to do the short pitting as well as the last time. It did not work for him for trying to stretch it out. So we'll see how much these guys stretch it out up front. Your top 3. Schumann really working up, getting into the 9th position. So some of these guys might try to make it the rest of the way. if they possibly can. Got to save a little bit of the fuel. See, these guys are about 4 seconds behind the leader. And the earliest guy that came down pit road, Tyler Fody, he's moved into the 3rd position. He might be a guy again that's going to try to make it to the end. Right now, guys who don't look like they're saving much fuel, that's Thomas and Lytle. Getting close to about the halfway point of this half. We'll see if any of these guys will break it up in half. These leaders will. It's generally when the big chunk of guys came down pit road in half number 1. And it worked out for Tate Lytle last time. See how it plays out. But these guys back here not saving fuel whatsoever. Leader down pit road, Johnny Thomas, not looking to gamble this time. Yeah, we don't get fooled again. Mr. Excitement making his pit stop. But I think this week it can go back, it can go to this group of cars between Chris Jordan, Robert Hill, Schumann, and Gooden, as they are duking it out. Currently, top running guy, Chris Jordan, currently running in the 5th position. And that's just a wad of cars there. And I'm sure they're getting caught up with some of the guys that they already came, or just came down and made their green flag pit stops, trying to unlap themselves. I think Bayak's one of the cars trying to work his way up through the pack, maybe try to unlap himself, similar what he did in half number 1. See Johnny Thomas just coming off pit road as well. He's going to fall behind the likes of Bayak, White, and Dewar, who already came down pit road. Tate Lytle still holding on, still leading this race, stretching it out. There we see him come down pit road. And now that will inherit the lead to Tyler Fody, who again made his pit stop on the caution on lap 2. I believe came down twice, so he might have came even down on 1 to go to top off that fuel cell, see if he can stretch it out. Again, Johnny Eckert, a guy who came down pit road. So all these guys have been down pit road at least once. I think besides that 5 machine, Chris Jordan, I believe he has not made a pit stop at all yet. So we'll see how much longer he can go. Let's see, ooh, Dewar getting close to with fresh tires. There you see the 4 truck diving down pit road. Ooh, coming in hot. Hopefully he doesn't get a penalty. See a lot of the field jumbling up here. 13 laps to go. See 40 coming, or Lytle coming out on the racetrack. It's going to be interesting, these different strategies. Who's going to pay off? Right now, only 11 trucks on the lead lap. Make that 10 now. Pit stops are still cycling through. And a lot of these guys in your top 9 came down and pitted under that caution. How about Hot Shoe Schumann? He was a Final Four contender season 1. Didn't quite have the luck last season. Trying to turn that around. Didn't look like it once he missed the grid, but currently in the 5th position. But out front, OSCA Truck Series, Tyler Fody with the lead with 11 laps to go. There you see the 05 of Robert Hill Jr. come down pit road, screeching the tires a little bit. See, with about 10 laps to go, do you maybe take 2 tires? What's the strategy here? We're not quite to 10 to go. Once Fody crosses the line here, we'll see 10 laps to go. You see Johnny Thomas. I believe this is the battle for the cars. Bayak's leading the group. Oh, Blake Barney, getting loose, coming on the apron, working himself back up the racetrack. Well, there's no cars behind him. He's got back on the racetrack at a slow rate of speed, but we keep going green. Almost a caution. 3rd position out of the guys who have pitted. These guys now unlapping themselves. It's Fody trying to save that fuel to stretch, see if he can stretch it out to the end here. So if some of these cars ahead of him go down pit road, they'll inherit the lead. And right now, Matthew Bayak would inherit the lead if the top 7 need to come down pit road. And now Johnny Thomas moves past Bayak, who who pitted a lot earlier than a lot of these other cars. So I think Thomas has some of the freshest rubber out of the guys who came down, made green flag pit stops. 8 laps to go. Does Tyler Fode, who I think I blame his bad night on me giving him the announcer's jinx, as he pancaked that wall pretty good. It looks like he's going to limp himself around the track and come back down pit road. 6 laps to go, coming to 5 to go. Oh, some of these guys turn off their engines, so these guys are saving. They're going to try to stretch it out. Your top 7 have not made green flag pit stops, but again, pitting under that caution early on in this half. Oh, Monticelli gets, this is the replay of him getting into the wall. Oh, and he just gets off the grass, and the grass, it's like driving on ice. Just moved back to Wisconsin, so yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know how that was not a caution. Stopped on the racetrack, but luckily for the nerves that some of these guys are going through, for at least for me watching, it's kind of fun. I'm sure these top 7 are kind of freaking out, seeing if hopefully they can make it, as Fode has really dropped off that pace to try to stretch it out. He's fallen back into the 3rd position. Good, moving into 2nd. To the Outlaw Racing teammates, kind of having the same strategy here in the top 2. 4 laps to go. Do they have enough fuel? Can they make it? We're about to find out. Johnny Eckert trying to defend that title. Didn't quite work out for him the best in half number 1. He had to start all the way back in the 15th position. You got Hot Shoe Schumann in 4th. How about that? Again, missing the grid. Really needs to get that season 1 luck back on his side to get back in the playoffs. As in the inaugural season of the OSCA Truck Series, again, the final 4 member. And Tyler Fode, man, if this holds up, if he makes it, this 3rd spot, that could be his worst finish. Currently one of the slower cars that so far stayed out, but Johnny Eckert, he's done it before, but now he's got Dylan Gooden catching it up. We're going to take the 1 to go here. White flag. Does the 90 have enough fuel? The 75 is coming on strong. Can he get by him? But will he have enough fuel? We're about to find out as they're coming out of turn 2. See, this is where the nerves come into play. And he is there. If a little bit of a sputter comes out of that 90 truck, Gooden will be there to take advantage. And here they come out of 4. Looks like he's going to be able to make it across the line. Dylan Gooden making one last run. Johnny Eckert, it's coming home. He'll take half number 2 here in Atlanta. What a way to defend the title here. It looks like a couple trucks running out of fuel. I believe that's Adam Tepe in the 8th position. He'll cross the line, barely making it across the line. So he at least got a top 10 out of stretching the fuel. So just able to make it. So your top 5, Eckert, Goodwin, Goodman's me, Schumann, and Fode. And then Tyler, the Dennis Weeks. A lot of names coming across here. So Tyler Fode, that's his worst finish in 4th. And it looks like no burnouts for the 90 truck after barely making it across the line. Runs out of fuel on the cool down lap. Teammate Robert Hill Jr. pushing him across the checkered flag to get his first checkered flag here of season number 3. And again, on the right track. I'll see teammates doing a burnout for him. That's what you like to see. Proxy doing burnouts, and There's Dallas Myhan doing burnouts on pit road as well. But what a run by Johnny Eckert, getting the victory here tonight, here in half number 2. And looks like we do have a couple guys here ready to do the interview. As you see the final standings here, Steven Hot Shoe Schumann. Oh, we do have him in the program. We'll get him up here first. And man, what a run! We Steven, you got us? Got a copy?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
All right, perfect. Man, we were hoping that it wasn't going to be a bad luck again for you after missing the grid, but you're able to rebound here and finish 3rd in half number 2. So that had to feel pretty good to turn it around and maybe rework that magic that you had in season number 1.
Yeah, I just barely missed the start. I want to give everyone a little bit of a head start today. And yeah, I mean, I think it helped out the caution on lap 2, but yeah, just kind of kept hitting after that caution to fuel up, and kind of worked out. Had just a little bit to get P3, so yeah, good night overall. Kind of had a hiccup in the first race, but yeah, second race went a lot smoother, so not too bad.
So how early did you have to start saving to be able to make it across the line there? Because we knew it was going to be close for those guys that pitted under that caution.
I want to say maybe about halfway through the run, I really was a little more conscientious. Kind of when everyone started pitting, then I kind of checked how much I had left, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm in the good. So I kind of cracked it back a little bit, and kind of hammered down on the last lap or two because I knew I was in the good. So yeah, about halfway on that run. So yeah, made it work.
Made it work indeed. So we're hoping to see the magic created to get you that got you into be a Final Four contender in season 1. Do you have the confidence that now with the getting a podium finish here in half number 2 to relive that success?
I think so. Yeah, it definitely helps out getting a little bit of booster, especially, I mean, this is the second race of the season, so getting that kind of going, that momentum to start out definitely will help, and probably help out taking some chances now moving forward to try to get a win. So yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to talk to you a bunch more through the rest of the season. But with that, any shout-outs you want to give?
Well, shout out David Westergreen for invite me to this league. It's a fun league. Guys race with a lot of respect, and a lot of fast guys in this league. And shout out to y'all. It's always fun to rewatch the broadcast on Friday and kind of see what happened and see what kind of jokes y'all are cracking. So appreciate y'all too.
All right, thank you very much. Well, Stevens Hot Shoe Schumann coming home in third half number 2, and best of luck next week at Talladega.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.
Yep, you too. That was Steven Schumann, and next up for our interview will be actually half number 1 winner Tate Lytle. Didn't quite have the fuel strategy or the pit strategy for half number 2, but was able to get it done. Half number 1, Tate. Looked like you had a truck to beat all night, but a lot of fuel mileage strategy going on tonight.
Yeah, we were cooking, man. First race, I was in the same Discord as Fody, which is not normally how it is. This is like the first time that I've been in the same Discord as Fody, and I wrecked him last night on accident. So we got to talk about that a little bit, and then I was like, man, Turnquist keeps running the top and wearing his stuff off. And then he got back to the outside of Fody, and I was like, well, I'm just going to pass him here. And I knew we were all going to be short. I wasn't sure about those guys that pitted under that caution, but I was like, I know we're going to be short, so I'm just going to pass them and see what we can do. And luckily, we were able to get the win in half 1 and then half 2. If I would have been paying attention and not listening to music like an idiot, I would have pitted when those other guys pitted. I got to the cone and felt some instant regret because I know at Atlanta it takes a lot to cause a caution. I mean, you got to be parked in the middle of the track with 85 cars coming at you. So I don't know, I was really rooting for a caution because I knew that would save me, but it never came out. I knew we'd be fighting for 8th or so. So I think we came home 7th. So to get 7th in half 2, after that, missing my opportunity to pit there, I'll take it. But decent night for the 56 truck. I think I found myself like a team to go fight for team championship points with Fat Racing. I am the only fat kid on the team as of now, I think. Fodi's the other kid on the team. He's like 120 pounds probably, but so at least I'll be able to be the mascot for the team, and me and him can try and go race for points. And not that I love my pro-aged racing teammates. Don't get me wrong, but I'm the only one in this league, and so I'm just gonna switch over to Fat Racing if Vic will let me. So hopefully you'll be seeing me at Chevy next week, and me and Fodi can go tear it up.
Tearing it up. Also, I'm assuming we'll be seeing a lot more of you and Fodi with the formation of Fat Racing, which I'm assuming. So we have Sad Racing. That there's Fodi and there's Tate. Who's the A involved in this?
Or
is it just Fodi and Tate?
Well, right now it's just Fodi, and the kid's skinnier than everyone I've ever seen in my life. So at least they'll be able to put a face to the team name. Yes. So at least they'll be able to put a face to the team name, you know. And so hopefully, as long as Vic allows it, if not, you'll see me in Toyota next week. I don't know. I'm speaking a little ahead of terms here. It hasn't been officialized.
Oh, so
but,
you're like breaking news right now, aren't?
I'm like breaking news before it's even if I know it's like real or not. But if Vic will let us, me and Fodi, one fat kid, one skinny kid, Fat Racing team. We're gonna go try and get some points out here. I know Fodi, he's kind of talented, so we'll see what we can't do out here.
Yeah, he's all right. I mean, he had his worst run of the season this week, getting a second and a fourth, but last week getting a first and a second. So he had just an off night this week.
Yeah, somebody's got to humble the kid, you know. So glad me and Eckert were able to show out tonight, and yeah, I look forward to next week. I don't even know what track next week is. Hope I can get off work early enough to be here. But yeah, I don't even know where we're racing next week, but I'm pumped for it.
Talladega next week, but so Fat Racing could team up and do some damage there.
Yeah, Fat and Sad, baby. Here we go to the moon, baby.
Fat and Sad.
Yeah, go check out Days Gone By Racing. Go check out Days Gone By on Twitter, Etsy. Check them out. Thanks, Vic, for putting on the show. Hopefully you let me switch teams. Thanks, Carlos, for running the production, and Goody for providing your insight. You guys are the best. All right, I'll catch you guys later. And I don't know who you're pulling up next, but have fun talking to him.
All right, thank you very much, Tate, and excited we were here to hear first about Fat Racing.
Yeah, buddy, let's go.
All right, and go get them next week at Talladega, Fat and Sad. I love it.
Woo!
All right, that's Tate Lytle, excited to return to victory lane here tonight in the OSCA Truck Series. Up next, we do have Dylan Gooden, who just came up short and finished second in half number 2. And Dylan came oh so close, but the strategy paid off of pitting under that caution. And got to ask you, how early did you have to save to make that to make it to the checkered flag?
So what my strategy was, when we came out after pitting and topping off, I told myself I'm just going to run like I'm saving tires, like I would. I mean, that's what I was doing. And so I was essentially saving the whole run, maybe not as hard near the end as those guys, but I was saving tires and fuel. And a bunch of guys got around me, and I passed all of them back. And with, you know, as the laps kept going down, Johnny's like, okay, I think we need this much to make it this much. And I was good the whole time. And if I had like 2 drops left coming out of 4, we may have got him, because for a split second, my truck lurched forward towards him, and then I sputtered. So I just wasn't quite enough. Maybe needed to do a little bit better job.
Well, I think both you and Johnny doing about as good as you can, saving fuel, and good enough to get a solid night here, getting second in half number 2 and a 7th in half number 1. So a good points net overall. So that's got to be gotta be good to have a good night before we head to Talladega next week.
Oh yeah, my kind of goal for myself is I want to finish top 10 in every race. Now next week it sounds like that's going to be a tall task because you never know what's going to happen at Talladega. But I mean it's good since we're doing the season long. Well, not winning your in style, being consistent is going to be important. And we started out with that with top 10s in every race. So that's what I'm looking to do. I may not always be the fastest guy out there, but should hopefully be around the top 5.
Top 5 indeed. We interview you enough here. I think you get enough podium finishes too. But you're always welcome to join us anytime. So and hopefully next week you can do that as well. But with that, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, I haven't got to interview with you guys in a little bit. I've kind of had a rough stretch there in the season. But Castle Motors, your friend of the car business, Voyager, Blue Emu, Racing Underdogs, all my supporters on the truck and on YouTube. My girlfriend Daddy, as always, hello, love you. And my Outlaw Racing team, I love this team we put together. We run well about every week. 3 out of our 4 trucks in the top 5 today. It's good time. I had a fun time, and as always, thanks for streaming, and I'll go back and watch it later.
All right, thank you very much, Dylan, and awesome run here tonight. Yeah, good 1-2 finish for Outlaw Motorsports for sure, and yeah, good showing in the top 5 as well. Hopefully, you guys can carry that momentum next week. We just talked to Tate, and him and Fody supposedly formed a team called Fat Racing, and he's teaming up with Sad Racing, so you guys got to watch out for Fat and Sad.
Fat and Sad. All right, yeah, let's go bring it. Let's have a nice little friendly rivalry here. It'll be good.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can maybe come up with matching team cars like you did at Daytona last year.
That is not me. I'm gonna run the same scheme all year. They can do whatever they want. There's something.
Oh, yeah, it's always a good time here in the OSCA Truck Series, and it was a pleasure talking to you once again, and hopefully we'll see you right here next week after Talladega.
All right, thanks, guys.
You bet. Dylan Gooden coming home in second, and I think the only guy who can maybe match Tate Lytle's excitement in an interview is going to be this 90 machine driver of the 90 machine, Johnny Eckert, getting back into victory lane. And Johnny, you didn't have to wait as long as you did in season 2 to get back into victory lane. I think that's going to put a lot of these guys on notice on your defending title tour here.
Yeah, tonight's been a roller coaster of emotions. I can tell you that. I was not a happy camper by the time race 2 started, but it's that kind of all worked out in my favor. And got the strategy right, and it just kind of everything pieced together. So, if we can continue like this, it'll be it could be a pretty good season. But glad to get off the mark early, that's for sure.
So was it kind of the shortcomings that happened in half number 1, not kind of drawing out as long as you could, maybe trying to save it and just falling a couple laps short. Did you learn from half number 1 that you kind of carried over to half number 2? What would be the difference to make it?
Yeah, I was so mad at myself in race 1 that I wasn't even looking at the fuel situation, and I could have made it in race 1 too. So I could have probably had a better finish. I don't think I would have won, but I would have been in a lot better position if I would have been paying attention to that from the start. But I was literally 1 lap short with 2 to go or whatever, so I decided just to cut my losses there and pit and whatnot. But I learned the lesson, and when the opportunity arose again, I was better prepared for it, that's for sure.
So I think I was laying down a lot of announcers' jinx tonight, and I blame you falling a couple laps short in half number 1. You could probably blame me, because I said I'm never doubting any pit strategy that you do in half number 1, and it didn't work out. So, and I didn't say anything second half, and it ended up working out for you. So I laid off the jinx in the second half, and look what happens. You end up in victory lane. It came Rome.
Yeah, it did. No, there wasn't any pit strategy in race 1. I mean, I after my whole mess up at the start and going from starting on pole to starting 24th in half a straightaway from rolling from the grid, that was my race. Like, it was over at that point, because I was just like I had checked out and I was pretty annoyed at myself. If I would have focused back in on what was going on, it would have turned into strategy, but instead I was just too stubborn and too annoyed at my stupidity to acknowledge what I could have made out of that race. So I'm a little disappointed, I guess, in that sense. But yeah, I mean, the second race, just when I realized my error at the end of the first race, I was prepared I was prepared to not make that mistake again. That's for sure.
Hey, as long as you learn from mistakes, that's always a good thing. But maybe not to rehash this too much. Maybe you don't want to talk about what exactly happened on the start. You were supposed to start on pole, but then ended up, bringing up the field.
Yeah, so I haven't looked back at it yet, but I saw on Discord from Matthew Bayou's perspective what he saw as it was happening. Thankfully, I didn't take him with me. But I was in first gear and I just shifted into second. I must have been too high revs. I must have had too many high revs. Whatever. I can't even speak now. But I must have been too high in the rev range. And when I lifted to shift into second, it just spun on me. So I don't I have to go back and look exactly what I did wrong. But I think I may have revved it up too high before shifting into second, and that's probably what happened. I was in the corner, so I didn't really think, it was starting to bank. The corners were, I was there. I was in the banked section of the corner when that all happened. So I really thought I wasn't going to have a problem, but, maybe I was just a little too, I don't know. Maybe I expected the cold tires, or I don't know. It was really, really embarrassing, really annoying, frustrating, but, the result of tonight came out pretty good compared to what it could have been. So I'm gonna look back at it and hope I never do something that dumb again.
I guess a good news, or maybe bad, because you might not be able to see it on the broadcast. We did miss it. I thought I saw you grit up, and also next thing we know, I seen Third-Quist in the lead. So we were kind of wondering what happened to you there, but luckily, you were able to at least rebound in the second half and learn from the mistakes and able to get back into victory lane. And next week, headed to Talladega, and we've already talked to Dylan, with Outlaw Racing, hopefully teaming up and getting a good strong run. But we've also talked to Tate, winner of half number one. He's formed a team with Fody called Fat, and he says he's teaming up with Fat and Sad. So I don't know if these outlaw boys have some work to do next week at Talladega.
Yeah. I mean, first off, I knew Robert told me. Robert was watching the stream throughout the race, and because he's usually the guy who updates us about things that were going on, and that's how we find out about a lot of the funny things that are on the broadcast during the races. So he told me that you guys missed it, and I was like, oh, good. At least we got through that part. I didn't have to see it, but. I was just like, I could have rejoined in front of the field, could have rejoined and take my position, but I had damage, and I figured, I didn't want to cause anybody else any harm, so I just started at the back, and then everybody wrecked in front of me again. So, but next week Talladega. I mean, last season we had a pretty good deal. We worked with Sad Racing pretty well. I don't know what the story is there, but it sounds like they're gonna be doing their own thing this time around, which it's good for them, but. You can't count us out. So, we work really well together. Most of us have, majority of us have been racing together for a while. So, I think DJ is the odd man out in that perspective. But with him, we've been racing like nonstop for the last few months. So, we're a pretty cohesive unit. Pretty much at the point where we know what each other's thinking. So I think we'll be in good shape for next week. It's just being in the right place at the right time at the end. Hopefully we don't have any of those last lap big wrecks though, because those last season were something. It was on the apron, and I remember I think it was race 1 or maybe race 2. I don't even know. Race 1 I think it was, and it was a big wreck. Robert came down under the apron, and we barely touched, and he went flying to the wall, and I finished like 5th. So anything can happen. You got to avoid it, but it ultimately always comes down to being at the right place at the right time, no matter how much you plan it.
Yeah, and so I mean that's where it's probably a good thing to at least get this win a lot earlier in the season than you did last season. So hopefully that. You can carry that momentum going forward, or even past Talladega if something bites you. So at least you got that out of the way. But with that, we'll round out here. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Well, first off, I want to congratulate Dylan on second place. He told me with 2 laps to go, he's like, this is going to be Darlington in reverse. Because Darlington last season in the playoffs, he led the whole race. He was there, he was up front the whole race, and then he ran out with half a lap to go, and I passed him and took the win. I looked down and I was like, all right, let me just take the risk. So I took the chance. I sent it into turn 1 and only ran out when I crossed the line for the checkered flag, and he was like right there. So I know he's probably just a little bit disappointed to not come out with the win, but congratulations to him because he was there. It was crazy. But I want to thank my other teammates, TJ Weeks and Robert Hill, because they were keeping me calm. I'll tell you that. They tell me focus on the second race. Don't worry about the first race. Worry about it later. You know, that kind of thing. But I can't thank them enough. They keep my head on my shoulders half the time. So more than that actually. But so I want to thank them. I want to thank you guys for broadcasting, and especially this week, I want to thank Carlos for missing that thing at the start of race 1. But yeah. So and I want to thank the admins and Vic, Dallas for everything they do. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about it. If it's on the stream right now, I'm gonna be really disappointed.
Yeah, he's gonna go back and he's gonna be looking for it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I think yep, we lost it, Johnny. I think you lucked out.
Yes, I got lucky for once.
It never happened. It was just a fairy tale you made up.
Oh my god. Woo! Maybe it didn't happen. Maybe it was all my imagination. Oh no.
Uh-oh. I'll say if there's a way to find it, Carlos might.
Oh no, I'm afraid it's gonna pop up here in a second. But thankfully it all didn't work out as of right now. I'm just gonna snap and hope that it doesn't show up in front of me. But yes, but yeah. But I want to thank everybody for putting the show on, and yeah, again, my teammates. I'm gonna reiterate it. I cannot tell you how many times Dylan was like, don't worry about it. Focus on this race. You're gonna do well. We're gonna finish 1-2, and he did call it in practice. He's like, we're gonna finish 1-2 tonight. I'm like, yeah, you'll finish 1 and I'll finish 12. Almost worked out that way in the first race, but yeah, I mean, between the 3 of them, it was keeping my head on my shoulders throughout, and again, I just thank you all. I appreciate it. I'm so glad I don't have to look at that on the broadcast. I'm telling you.
Oh, I thought he found it. Oh no, Carlos is not giving up. We might have to hold you here just to see if you can find it. I mean, hey. I mean, it's all good now. You got the win. I mean, you can't.
I know, but you can't erase this type of history.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
I'm gonna see it tomorrow morning on the OSCA Twitter if it does show up.
Oh,
Nick's gonna find it. And it's gonna be there.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we've had embarrassing moments. Last week, I think Dewar got his lucky dog last week, and we caught him spinning out as he was trying to get the wave around the green flag. So I think we need to start on Twitter the most embarrassing moments, and I mean, for me that would be awesome. I don't know about for some of you drivers, but I'd be thoroughly entertained by it.
I'm gonna cry because that'll be the first one. Let's start from the most recent incident, and it's gonna be the number 90 in the wall on lap before they even took the green flag.
There'll be almost probably a created meme or a GIF or something of of the most embarrassing moment. You'll probably see that for seasons to come.
I don't want the Adam D West gif. I don't want one. Yeah. I don't want one. No.
Oh, the replay doesn't go that way. You lucked out.
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh man. I'm gonna be dreaming about it, but. Oh, good. Was that not practice?
Oh no! Oh, looks like we're gonna.
Oh, I was just thinking to myself, it looks like practice.
This is like OSCA after dark here, where we're getting the gritty stuff going here.
Oh my gosh!
So we're getting close. So you might have to stay on here just to kind of walk us through this. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close.
Oh yeah. He's got it. Yeah. There were a couple expletives thrown around at the end of that moment.
I probably would have been I probably would have been cussing during it. I probably wouldn't even be able to save it
Oh
because I'd
my
be
god.
cussing so bad.
I can't
Oh,
believe
you hit
I'm
the
watching this
wall.
right now. Yeah, everything was fine.
No, no,
Oh
no,
boy.
no, no. Coming up
Oh,
on
this.
Sports Center.
Oh no. Not top 10 right here.
Oh,
Oh,
you know what?
pain.
That kind of reminds me of maybe we just say this that I remember a race at Talladega. I want to say it was around 2002 when Mark Martin was trying to like warm up his tires and his steering wheel came off or his steering wheel locked up and he came down into Jimmy Johnson. It was very similar. Oh, yeah, gassed up.
I was in second gear. Like, you can hear it shift into second, and the wheel spun. It was the weirdest thing that I've ever experienced. I mean, that was the first time I've seen it since, like, from my onboard. I'm gonna have to look at exactly what my inputs were, but I revved it up to get into second, and then I did that. So that was I don't know. Like I
Yes.
said, I must have been too high rev. I had too many revs or whatever.
Oh man, at least he didn't hit anybody. I mean,
Yeah, it's a relief. I said to D West afterwards, I said, if I didn't have steering ratio so jacked up, it would have been perfectly fine, because I probably would have been able to overcorrect it. I would have slammed on the brakes and just, jerk it to the
Sure.
left and hopefully stay away from everybody and not hit anything, and then retake my place like nothing happened and try to ignore it. But obviously, the steering ratio also didn't help me in that situation. I don't know how much I would have been able to do, to be honest, but I have never done that before, and I hope I never do it again.
So I'm just hoping, and much to to your maybe not approval, I'm hoping, chagrin there that someone rewatching this broadcast makes a little bit of a meme of this right here, slow motion. You're gonna be seeing that.
It's gonna be a gift tomorrow. I'm gonna go look in the freaking OSCA chat, and it's just gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna have to mute the word OSCA on Twitter and try to ignore that. Can you mute can you ignore, can you like block gifs? Because no
Yeah,
gifs, no gifs. I'm gonna have to see if I can block this gif so I never see it. I'm gonna be seeing it. Okay,
yeah,
that
you can do that.
might have one GIF is gonna make me not turn off autoplay. Oh my god. Oh, GIF.
GIF. Is it really?
Ooh. Oh man, now we're getting controversial.
Yeah, now we're starting a hole. That's what the
Oh,
developer wants is GIF.
Shout out to Thurnquist for getting around me there.
Yeah,
Someone went through the grass. I apologize for him to get in an incident that early in the race. I mean, it wasn't even green yet, but
I would love to see the eyes of Bayak as you went across his windshield there. That had to be a frightening moment. Hey,
I mean,
heads up! Look at Fody already getting down and working down. What a move!
Yeah,
everyone heads up on that.
It was really good that we were just pulling out of the grid, and that everybody was a little bit spread out in that moment. That was man. Yeah, it's weird too, because it was one of those moments where the pace car started to roll off, and I felt like I was doing something I normally don't do, because I was just watching the pace car and seeing how the pace car gets up to speed. Like, if it just all of a sudden just speeds up to 60, or if it slowly gets there. And it was doing like a bouncing thing where it goes up to like 30 and then 35 and then slowly, progressively get up there. So then by the time we got into the corner, I was like, all right, let me drop in the first real quick to see what it feels like. And then I went, all right, I'm gonna go back into second. And I thought, hey, we're in the banking, it'll be fine. Yeah, I'm gonna be dreaming about that. Dad, I posted that this week. I posted that this week from the Outlaw Twitter. It's fitting.
It's
DJ Mayo. Oh my god.
Oh man. Oh, this is good stuff. I like it. I love it. I mean, this is something hopefully, we get a little clip of that video, and then if you do defend your title, this is something that's gonna be shown. Or maybe every time you're in victory lane, this might come up on screen.
Oh man. I'm just glad it is. There it is. Yeah. That'll be the gift. That'll
Right
be the gift.
Carlos did it.
Yeah, Carlos did it. That's fantastic.
Oh man.
My gosh.
Oh boy.
I'm so glad I can laugh about it.
So you end up in victory lane, and we had two great interviews between. Well, hey, I think Bayok's in here now. I got to ask Matthew, what did you see out of your windshield off of the initial grid here tonight?
I was not sure so I missed Bristol, right? I missed the first race, and I show up here. I'm like, okay, back in the driver's seat, and the very first thing that happens is Eckert goes flying across my windshield. And I was like, all right, we're back. It's a new season.
So yeah, we were talking. We've been probably for the past five minutes or if not longer, giving crap, re-showing this replay over and over again, and I was just wondering. The look on your face when that happened had to be.
Ironically enough, I'm currently going through the broadcast trying to see if you guys caught it, and I think did you just not see what happened the first time?
Yeah, we did not catch it initially on the broadcast. So we were during this whole interview. I mean, we've held Johnny here for probably a good 10 minutes, trying to find this out. And
yeah. I had to. Yeah. Okay, I'm hot now. My mic is hot. He called me out. He's like, "Oh, I'm so glad that Carlos didn't catch it." I'm like. Hold up.
Yeah, you don't.
We're still live.
You don't Carlos out. Yeah.
And then not only that, I thought that the replay didn't go far back enough, but then he's like, "Oh yeah, isn't that practice?" And I'm like, "Oh, is it? That's good."
Yeah, he could. Sometimes you gotta play dumb, Johnny. You could.
Words were coming out of my mouth, and I just couldn't grab them fast enough. I didn't realize what I was saying until I said it. I'm like, "What do you?" Oh my gosh, I hate myself for it. I'm reading. I can see the words. They're spilling out. I'm like, "Stop! Come back!" I didn't realize what I said until after I said it.
So Matthew, spread the word. Make sure people make a what is it, a GIF? I can't remember what was the proper way to say it now, but someone's got to make a GIF of that for Johnny to be replayed over and over during the week.
Oh man, I'm gonna be getting it from D West every day.
So leave it to him.
Love it. Oh man. So yeah, it's been an interesting race. And Matthew, second since we got you on here, ended up fifth. You're kind of the king. Kind of showed. I guess we can tell you as you as the pioneer of the short pits, as you did in half number one, and able to get a top five, and didn't quite work out the best in half number two, but kind of paved the way for a lot of those guys that made pit stops early under the green flag.
I would say the strategy for the first race was actually a little bit more radical. I only took 2 tires on the stop. What I was hoping is the time saved from just taking 2, combined with being a little bit quicker, would be enough, but what I didn't anticipate was it never tightened up, and it was just uncontrollably loose the entire time. So, I mean, top 5, I can't complain, but there's definitely a little bit more to that. But it's sure enough, like 3 laps later, everybody started pitting, and I was like, well, that kind of sucks. That kind of defeats the purpose of this whole strategy.
But hey,
not so bad though.
Yeah, we worked out all right, and yeah, at least you got to come in here and make fun of Johnny.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm just glad I didn't hit you. I would have felt really bad about it.
He ended up winning a race. I think it worked out pretty good for you.
Yeah. So yeah. See, at the end of the day, he can laugh about it. He ended up in victory lane, and
exactly.
And luckily he didn't wreck any other trucks. But with that, I think we've held you guys here long enough. Yeah, he could have taken you guys out and stolen.
Not quite. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, if Johnny would have just grabbed those words before they came out, he
I can't believe I did that to myself.
The man doubted my abilities as a producer.
Oh man,
never doubt Carlos. That was your first mistake.
I can't believe I was thinking, all right, I'm gonna get a gift tomorrow or GIF, whatever, from Vic, and he's gonna go through, he's gonna record it himself and post it on the Twitter or whatever.
It'll be plastered all over Twitter.
Yeah, it'll be all over the place tomorrow. I'm sure.
I'm sure Vic watched it from
who knows?
Start to finish. I'm sure if he's watching right now, he's probably on it already. It might even be on OSCA Twitter as we speak.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet. I haven't gotten tagged in anything from them yet, but I'm sure it's going to be coming quickly, and I'm sure now I'm never going to be able to post the D West Adam GIF of them wrecking at Kansas in season 1 ever again.
Yeah, it's.
Oh man.
Oh boy, it's fun. It's fun. I love it. It's something something like this you don't see in any other league, and that's what OSCA puts on. Always a good time here. And with that,
Yeah.
thank you guys for joining us here tonight. And
Well,
Thanks
hold
for
up,
doing
Goody.
it.
Hold up, Goody.
Oh,
you
we-
promised somebody
hold
an
up.
interview for making a Final Four, and it's time you deliver.
oh yeah, I did owe back an interview.
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
It's perfect. What a segue. Here you go. He's
Yeah,
right
there you
here.
go. I'm right here.
I burned off that broadcast. I totally forgot about
don't
you.
need
So
it for
now you're
that.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't. Yeah. Now, with that, now that you're back in action here, after missing the Bristol Dirt Race next week at Talladega, Matthew, what's your strategy going into next week? Kind of getting yourself back into that position to get in the playoffs and potentially, get into that Final Four again.
Well, unless you guys have a better way to do iRacing while on a road trip, I have no plan.
Oh no.
Yeah,
You gotta
so
be-
I'm actually not going to be racing next week. I'm going to be on a road trip up to Ohio for school purposes. So for that reason, I'm actually not even eligible to race for the championship this year.
Oh well.
I figured that should be said.
So you see, there's an announcement. So at least now, when you're out here, you have nothing to lose but go for wins, right?
That's kind of the two things I thought of. Is I was like, well, okay, I have nothing to lose, and I can do a lot to help my team, which we added Kevin White and Dallas Myhan in the offseason to our team. I can at least help us in the team points. So I mean, it's not all bad.
It's not all bad. So at least now, if you would have raced next week, I'll be gone next week as well. I will not be on the broadcast. There'll be a different announcer next week. But at least now, if you were to finish in the top 3, I would have missed another interview of yours. So at least we're both gonna miss, and we're gonna be good on that one. So
We'll be good enough.
yeah,
Hook up again when you're both back next week.
yeah, see, yeah. So in 2 weeks' time, you better get at least the top 3.
Yeah, I'll probably
You
a
better
win.
get
What's
a
after
win.
Talladega?
Talladega.
What's after that? Do you know,
I
Johnny?
just had North Wilkesboro.
Oh well, okay. I'll finish 6th and call it a day. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, never
It's a
know.
good track.
Sometimes you just got to survive at. I guess both Talladega and Wilkesboro can be pretty crazy as well. So you never know.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I know it won't be my. I do like coming in here. It won't be the last time we have a post-race conversation.
That's right. We'll make it up. We'll even give you maybe the next time you have an embarrassing moment, we'll bring Johnny in here then.
Oh,
And then
great.
We'll make fun of you for
Oh.
10 minutes or so.
You're like the lead
love that.
jester at this point.
I'd simply love that.
I just love the Elmo popping up on the screen. I think that's classic.
Oh, did you put it on there? Carlos put it on there. That's great.
Oh man.
I don't know
Love
if I'm
it.
laughing or crying anymore.
Would both really be that bad at this point, Johnny?
It's all blended together.
Yeah.
Oh, it's everything. It's all the same. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Well, what an entertaining night here for the OSCA Truck Series, and Johnny. I mean, you brought it from both angles. You brought the good and the bad here tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure. I've been through a range of emotions between the start of the truck practice and the end of the truck race, and through this interview now too. I mean, up down, up down, up down. Oh man. Oh,
We've
I can't believe it.
yeah, we've experienced everything, even from start to well after the post race. And here's another look on board camera. The wall never
Oh.
stood a chance.
Oh, I never want to look at that wall in that angle ever again.
I mean, what? I mean, I still got to say, even Matthew getting, like, I probably would have been so shocked. I probably would have hit you. But heads up driving by
Like
everybody.
a deer in headlights.
Yeah, just what's going on? Like, is he doing this on purpose? What?
It took me
What?
a solid
The
minute
longest
to realize
post-race
that
show
no one
ever.
hit me.
Yeah, we're.
Where did you end up
Covering one
finishing,
time.
Johnny?
What? In the first
Where did?
race?
Yeah.
I got lapped by Tate with 1 lap to go, and that cost me starting on pole in the second race. So I finished 15th. I would've started-
15th.
if I would have passed Johnny Thomas because he ran out of gas coming out of turn 4, I had enough to catch him. If I would have caught him, or if I would have stayed on lead lap, I would have passed Johnny Thomas. I would have started on pole in the second race for me to probably do it again.
Yeah,
It's the worst comeback in the world.
Yeah, maybe you should not go for polls next week.
I mean, at Talladega, if I manage to spin the car going up to speed with those gears, I should probably get an award just for doing that. 'Cause I feel like it's pretty hard to do, but you know what? I'm not even going to question it because I don't want to. I don't want to jinx myself a week before. I'm gonna have this replaying in the background if I do manage to do it again.
Oh man, I'm hoping at least once a broadcast of Carlos can even save this video clip that we can show it anytime we talk about you. At least a Flaming Elmo should be coming up anytime we at least bring up the.
I'll just copy
of,
whatever GIFs get
here.
available. I have
Oh, there
it
you go.
saved.
Yeah, so
Oh man,
Johnny, you have that to look forward to.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, if there's ever if you ever do a side note or whatever on drivers throughout a race in any of these races in the future, I'm sure I'm going to be hearing more about that from there.
Hey Johnny, check this out.
Wrecked from the lead at.
No more replays.
No more replays. We've wrapped it up.
Saved.
So I think with this long post-race interview, probably one of the longest in YouTube iRacing League history
It
of any
very
kind.
much could be.
But this could almost spark like maybe once a year, OSCA's got to have like a roast,
race.
kind of a remembrance race or or just where drivers can pull up gifts and make fun of each other because it's a pretty good time here.
Yeah.
Vic did mention doing a roast once, and I don't know whatever happened to that. I don't remember how that conversation went, but now I feel like it's going to be back on the table tomorrow. Everybody's going to be talking about it again.
We've got some pretty easy content for it.
Yeah, now we can look out for it, and yeah, this could happen.
I'll be sitting in the hot seat then, I can imagine. I'm sure there's a lot of thoughts out there. I'm sure a lot of people got content. Oh
yeah. Again, yeah, thanks to Carlos getting that replay, but yeah, any final words, Matthew, Johnny, any final words for the night?
Definitely paying extra close attention if I ever share the front row with him again. That's it.
Yeah. I think I'll be in fourth gear from now on.
Johnny, what lesson did you learn tonight?
Yeah, did we learn anything?
Well, I learned first off to not freak out right away and about it because I could have probably finished better in race one. I learned not to open my big mouth when I'm being interviewed about something that I can clearly see and I knew where I was at, because if I didn't open my mouth about that being practiced, we wouldn't have gotten to see this. And I'm going to be looking at the gift tomorrow. And yeah, I also learned that I shouldn't be in first gear ever. You can stay in second, third, fourth, forever. No more first.
See, a lot of lessons learned, but I think the biggest one, yeah, is not to open your mouth, because we were before your interview, we were none the wiser of what exactly happened, but still some good stuff. But with that, awesome post-race interview here, longer than normal if you stuck with us. Congratulations, you made it here to the end. Thank you for tuning into 3 Wide Racing Television. Tune in next week, same time right here for OSCA Truck Series action at Talladega. And for Carlos Acosta, I am Mike Goodman. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, good night now.